Burgundy can be a pretty intimidating shade, but it's such a beautiful color to incorporate into your makeup. Let's do a look. I'm going to start with the shade that's close to my skin tone. That's going to go into our socket. I'm going to grab a fluffier brush and I'm going to start to transition this up to the brow bone. I wanted it to be warm, but not too toasty. I kind of want to just do contour with this. I feel like it is a fall shade, so I want it to not be too bronzed. Now I'm pretty daring, so I'm gonna do a shadow wing, but if you're wanting to kind of get used to burgundy, just try it as an eyeliner. But for me, I want to see this. Let's go full burgundy here. Ooh, this color. Oh my goodness, this color is perfection. Let me grab a C30 to perfect it. Got my C30. Gonna be able to get a lot more precision with this brush. Much better. And then I want it to come out of the fold, so I'm even going to relax my eye. And this is a really good tip. Whenever you're wanting to do anything a little bit more graphic, it really helps to be mindful of how relaxed our face is. Because if I'm shaping and I'm like this and I'm tilted, I'm going to get a completely different shape. So it really helps to completely relax and then shade and perfect. Now let's go ahead and fill in all of the negative space. I'm so excited for this look. It's also a really eye color enhancing shade. I'm gonna go ahead and just clean this up, and we can even clean up towards the front. I'm gonna use a little bit of black liner here. And this kind of shows you how the contrast is between the burgundy and the black. If black liner is something you find a little harsh, you can see that you could do this burgundy as liner. Again, not the winged liner eyeshadow that I have. Just try this out, and it's such a beautiful shade just as liner, and you can see that it's not quite as intense as black. Burgundy is one of those shades that may or may not mess with the color of my foundation. Sometimes if you have on green eyeshadow, it can pull things a little too yellow. Let's look at that. No, I think we're gonna be good. I won't need to correct that. Matching beautifully there. We're good to go. Foundation's blended out, so I'm gonna skip pink powder with this look, and the reason why is because I don't want to add any more pink to the skin aside from the blush and the lips. So I'm using a shade that's very close to my skin tone to go ahead and set my under eye, and I'm just gonna go ahead and set my entire face. I'm gonna use most of the powder underneath my eyes, and then less as I get to the perimeter. And now I think we're going to do a little bit of contouring, so I'm not gonna worry about setting my natural shadows. Just kind of go around it a little bit. Contours from Scrandy Beauty, and I think this is one of the best true cream contours that I've ever used. Now you're gonna see that come back here. You're gonna see that I'm really following that natural contour. And if you don't really have your shadows just kind of appearing and popping out, it can help to go to a window where you have natural light, and you'll start to see the shadows on your face. But if not, using your knuckle to kind of feel around for your gums, and that's what you would want. You try to find underneath your cheekbone, and that's where we would want this to go, right? If I didn't already kind of see the guideline, or you could feel for the top of your gums. And I feel that for kind of daytime, just a little bit of contour looks really, really nice. But it's when I, for myself, start to absolutely reshape everything, that's where on me, when I walk outside, I don't love the way that contour sometimes looks. But if I just kind of follow where I know my natural shadows are, it looks amazing in person and in daylight. I think I'm just gonna shade there and a little bit underneath here, and maybe even a little here. So I'm not gonna shade here because you'll see that I don't really have the shadow there, but definitely can shade here because you're seeing I do have a natural shadow there. I'm gonna grab our C43. This one's gonna be back really soon. And I know a lot of times when we think sculpting, we don't really think sphere, but with the right density and the right fibers, what we have here, the way that you can control the sculpt yet still blend because of that sphere shape is pretty exceptional. And also notice that I'm just using light little tapping motions, especially if you're wanting to sculpt. Kind of swiping back and forth is going to remove things. and it just isn't going to be exactly what we have envisioned. Look at that sculpt. Oh, I love makeup. Let's go ahead and sculpt underneath here. Now, this might look a little scary, but do remember that we're still going to do lip liner, and I am going to take the puff and ever so lightly set. I'm going to take a fluffier brush and some powder and just lightly set, very lightly on top, and then more around the edges. Look at that sculpt. Oh, that's good. I was going to add a lash. I got too excited to contour. These are Lily Lashes self-adhesive in the style. Did y'all hear the gophers? I can't do it again. Do y'all remember Gopher from Winnie the Pooh? Anyways, this is the style Go-Getter. So this has been one of my favorite liner shades. This is Bewitch from Kosas. It's just this beautiful, it's almost between a purple and a burgundy. It's so nice. I love it so much. Remember that first shade we started with? Let's just put some of that underneath here and just use the tip of the brush to just kind of fluff it, create a little bit of definition. I kind of want all of the drama to be on the top part of the eye. Now for burgundy blush, we're not going to use something dense. We want to use something quite fluffy. So this brush is going to be coming soon, and this is going to be a little wild, but burgundy blush can be quite beautiful. And you're still thinking, Rose, what is going on? Well, even a more light to light medium skin tone like myself can wear burgundy blush, but there's a little bit of a technique here. This is not it, I promise. So we have our really intense color. We're gonna grab a little bit of this spray. I can't live makeup life without this. Just a little bit, okay? Now we're gonna hop back with our foundation brush and we're gonna melt this in. And even though that's a powder, it's going to be quite beautiful. And you can see, we used a fluffier brush to apply it, but we're still getting intense levels of pigment. But that's a good thing. We don't want to be afraid of pigment. We want to just know how to use it. Now this area is still in a little bit of a wet state. We're going to grab an even amount of powder and just kind of blur that in. And then we have just beautiful blurred burgundy blush. Sorry for all the bees. This MAC lip liner in the shade Root for me is a really nice, not too purple, and also not too red burgundy. So I highly recommend this shade. Only way I will wear red, burgundy, really any kind of dark lip shade is now, it has to be one of these Kiko Milano Unlimited double touches. It has to be. I can't risk living life and this coming off on everything. So if you have not tried these yet, please give them a try. They will change your mind on dark lipstick. Then this gloss is specifically designed to go with this, so it's not gonna take it off. All right, my friends, this is our finished look. This might be one of my new favorite looks. I love burgundy and I kind of want to wear it every single day now. No matter what, I hope this inspires you to step out of your comfort zone. Sometimes we find new favorites. I mean, you could do the eyeliner, waterline, maybe a little bit of burgundy blush, or just lipstick. Now go ahead and save this for later. And I want to know, are you going to try out burgundy this season?